Wow.
Hello, hello.
Hello, Kristin. All right, y'all, you are in for a major treat. Major treat. Kristin Tracy. If I had to describe Kristin Tracy's run through TVP1, it would just be something like raw, disinhibited, real, like really present, like purposeful, like intentional, like needing, like wanting, like creating all day, every day, walking into what it takes to be a human. Really, no one in our course personifies that any more than Kristin Tracy, and I'm not joking.
Thank you.
Kristin, it is an honor to be with you at the True Voice Podcast Summit. As a podcaster, Kristin Tracy, you are a podcaster.
I am.
Yes, you are. Talk to us a little bit, Kristin. What was it like coming through this program? Who were you before we started talking?
I will say before, when I first started this program, I didn't have much of a voice. I have been working on a book and writing about getting my story out there. For those who don't know, I had a stroke when I was 22. I had a vaccine for meningitis and had symptoms of meningitis and really bad headaches and then a stroke. And so that has really, my life is really about that, that healing journey. And so before this course, I didn't speak very much. I didn't tell people about what caused my stroke or any of those kinds of things. And now I'm much more vocal about, what's going on with me. And the whole purpose of this podcast is my podcast is called Health as Choice. And it's really about the healing journey that I had, because I followed Americanized medicine, doctors, and prescription drugs for about 15 years and plateaued in my healing. And that was like, well, there you go. That's you got so far. You did so good. And then I discovered energy healing and energy medicine. And so my healing skyrocketed and becoming more vocal about that healing. And my podcast is about interviewing those people who were instrumental in me getting to where I am today. My face was very crooked before. It's not very crooked anymore. It's really on its way to being much more normal. It's very exciting. And I get to interview those people. I get to share a little bit about my story and how their work can make a difference for other people, which is really what I'm all about. So I'm just, so thank you. I'm just looking at the chat like so thank you for your comments. I appreciate that. So I'm not sure what else to say about it.
Kristin, you barely have to speak to be an inspiration.
Thank you.
It is not. The impact that you're making by just simply being you is, infectious and contagious. It's magnetic and it's dynamic. And it's just completely, totally, 100% beautiful.
Thank you.
Your courage for not only being who you are, but stepping into it with your true voice is something we can all aspire to. None of us get what you're going through. None of us in this crowd. that I know of. We have our own things, but my goodness, for you to just put your boots on the ground and get this done, it's just unheard of. Unheard of, Kristin. And that's who you've been for this course the whole way through.
Thank you.
And I think you know that. At some level, I think you know that. And if you could do it with this crowd, there's your audience of, 24. And now it's time to bring that stuff right out there.
Yeah. Talk
a little bit about what happened to you in this course. What happened to you as you developed into being a maximum podcaster?
I would say the biggest areas of growth and development that I saw for myself were in conducting interviews with people in my life. So I did an interview with my dad that was about 10 or so minutes, and I did an interview with a close friend of mine for about 10 minutes, and I did another interview with a woman who's helping me work on the language and the for my book for a little while. And with each interview, I found myself, becoming more willing to express what my challenges were, and those roadblocks that I would come across. And it was like each interview allowed me to be more courageous and take a step beyond where I'd been before. And it just, by the end of it, by now, like, I have a published podcast and episode, and I'm sharing things in that podcast episode that I really never thought that I would be sharing about in public. I'm still I'm not an expert. I don't really know. But let me learn about this and at least share it. And my guests can share their expertise, and I don't have to be the expert. And it's okay if I don't know, because I can just ask the questions that I don't know, and the questions that the listeners might have themselves.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Yeah, I encourage each of you to catch Kristin Tracy's, let's see what it's called, Health as a Choice on Spotify. There's very few people who are more overtly curious than Kristin. I've been lucky enough to be interviewed by Kristin a little, and it's just an open, honest inquiry into what Kristin doesn't know. I mean, it's like a willingness to know what you don't know, and then to ask properly, and then create the space for an honest, authentic answer. And I think that's what you become, is just a premier podcaster. Exactly. Just like that. Yeah. What's Health as a Choice look like 1 year from now, 3 years from now? What do we hope? Well, I know that you have an aspiration. There's a particular aspiration that you hold out there, like a little banner or something that you want to do. Can you share that with us?
Yeah. So there's a whole it's all coming together, right? I'm writing my memoir about my stroke and my healing journey. And that coincides and couples with the podcast, because the podcast is like your chance to get to know the characters in the book. So that's kind of cool, because we don't really have that opportunity so much. But I would say within a year or 3 years, right now I'm focused very much on the healers that I worked with and the journey that I've had. But really, I want this to evolve to, what is it like for an ordinary citizen to suddenly find themselves in the world of disability.
Mm-hmm.
And what are the challenges and how do they negotiate transportation and, things like that, that just like weren't an issue and all of a sudden they are.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't think, and I'm certain that people without disabilities have no idea what people with disabilities deal with on a daily basis just to make their lives work.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think we don't. I think we really don't. I think I told you that we, as in medical school, I was in the PM&R, physical medicine and rehab rotation. And for a day, they put us in a wheelchair in the streets of Chicago.
Yep.
And it was an unbelievable experience. It was, it was like, holy cow, this is just, life is just completely different. And, discrimination on the one hand, or over helping on the other hand, or talking loud to me on another hand. It's like, what? People have no idea. And, or there was no ramp to get down on certain, it was like, wow, really, really a growing experience. And that was only for one day. Now, when you have this every single day, every single minute, and it's inescapable, it's just what you have to deal with. That's what makes your courage shine so bright here. So what do you see for yourself? Is there something about like a marathon? You were talking a marathon or a 10K, or what's going on with all that?
I would love to. I would love to run a marathon. It's been, it was, I have the experience of having a doctor stand over me and tell me I was never going to walk. And at that point, I was 22 years old and I played field hockey and I was runner. And I was like, excuse me?
That doesn't work.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry, did you just say I'm not going to walk? Yeah, that. I'm sorry. I'm not living into your reality. I'm going to create my own. Thanks. So at this point, I've run 2 5Ks, which is,
Pretty amazing.
it took a lot of work. It took 20 years to be able to run a 5K.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah.
And quite honestly, like, and I'm running into my authenticity right here, right now, right? And my humanity. But quite honestly, when I run those 5Ks, my knees hurt so bad. And I'm down and out for the count for about a week after a 5K.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard of some things. I've had a doctor talk to me about stem cell, and it's different than stem cell I did 10 years ago, and this is better and different, and this could help me with my knees and get me running again, like not like running again, but like running a marathon and training for a marathon. So I in 3 years, 5 years, I don't know what the sky's the limit, but it looks doable. It does look promising that this might be a possibility for me to be able to run a marathon. And I'm so eager to interview this doctor. He's been down and out with some COVID issues, and so we haven't been able to connect, but I emailed him yesterday morning and I said, hey, by the way, I'm still interested in interviewing you for a podcast whenever it works. so, like, I definitely want to share that information with people, because I know if it makes a difference for me, it's not going to just make a difference for me. It's going to make a difference for a lot of other people too.
Indeed. Absolutely. Kristin, I you say it's doable and possible. I actually see it as done.
Yeah, thank you.
that's how I see it. Done. I'm, I'm there with you. I want to be there on the 26.2 line.
It's interesting. I'm in the process of moving. I move in exactly 2 weeks. and where I'm moving to a place that's very close to a friend of mine who I've been friends with for about 25 years. And I recently discovered that he's run marathons and Ironmans and triathlons, and he coaches people in running marathons.
There you go.
And so in 2 weeks, I'm going to be living in his apartment complex.
Well then.
And he's already like, all right, good deal.
Yeah, it's almost time
he's kind of already on it.
Yeah, it seems to me it's almost time to consider that marathon done and start training for the next Ironman. I think that's really what's next for you. And in the meantime, I mean, there is a speed bump called a marathon to do between now and then. And I pretty much get it that it's a guarantee that it's done. So
yeah, thank
wow, your level of commitment to your own growth and development, and then to express it in such a way to just create the heartfelt space for all of us to be with you is extraordinary. Just is. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you for having me and letting me share about my journey. I just, I really experienced my life to be just miracle after miracle after miracle. And True Voice podcasting came up at just one of those miraculous times that I was going, I think I need to podcast. And then it was like, poof, here it is.
So yeah, it's been a pleasure. Thank you for being such a big and complete participant, bringing your very real self each and every week. It's easy to facilitate when someone's as open and honest as you've been. So thank you. It's in some ways the future of the course was built on your availability to take it in. So thank you for being you.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome. Awesome. All right, Kristin.
We have a quick question for Kristin before she goes.
Yes, sure.
Kristin, you have some love in the chat. People would like to connect with you. Is it okay that I drop your email address in there for everyone?
Absolutely.
Okay. I just wanted to ask first.
I'm seriously busy packing and moving, so I don't know when I'll get back to you, but I will absolutely. You can have my email address, and I will get back to you at some point. Yes.
Fabulous. Yeah. Yay, Kristin Tracy. Fantastic.
I just found out I have a 3-day weekend this weekend. I had no idea. Tomorrow is President's Day.
Oh. That is President's Day. Okay.
Yeah. Happy. Like, well, that's nice. Another day to pack. Thank you.
That's awesome. All right.
But maybe I'll get a chance to look at some emails tomorrow too.
Thank you. Yeah. All right, Kristin. Thank you so much. Be safe. Be well. Have fun moving. We'll catch you on the flip side. Anything I can do, of course, I'm right here. I love you dearly. Thank you.
Yeah. I love you too. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.